Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to Zio Shabal, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang recently held a telephone conversation with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio ahead of an anticipated summit between Chinese President Xi Jinping and U.S. President Donald Trump in Beijing in mid-May. During the call, as reported by Chinese official media, Wang Yi stressed the importance of preparing a high-level interaction agenda while firmly stating that the Taiwan issue represents the greatest risk point for China-U.S. relations. Wang reiterated that head of state diplomacy is the stabilizer for bilateral ties, asserting that relations have remained generally stable under the strategic leadership of both presidents, which serves the fundamental interests of both nations and global expectations. He urged both sides to maintain this stability, expand cooperation, and manage differences to build a strategic, constructive, and stable relationship based on mutual respect, peaceful coexistence, and win-win cooperation. Wang specifically called on the U.S. to uphold its commitments regarding Taiwan, make correct choices, and contribute to global peace by opening new avenues for China-U.S. cooperation. Rubio, in turn, acknowledged the critical nature of U.S.-China relations and head of state diplomacy, advocating for sustained communication, coordination, mutual respect, and proper handling of disagreements to achieve strategic stability. According to the Canadian press, the number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits dropped significantly last week, falling by 26,000 to 189,000 for the week ending April 25th. This marks the lowest level in over 5 decades, specifically since September 1969. The robust labor market performance comes amidst various economic headwinds, including the ongoing war in Iran, which has introduced considerable uncertainty into global economies. Despite a ceasefire agreement in Iran, elevated energy prices persist, contributing to higher costs for businesses and consumers. A key inflation measure also saw a sharp increase in March, rising bookmarked 7% from February, the largest annual increase in nearly 3 years. The Federal Reserve, citing Middle East instability and high inflation, opted to keep its benchmark interest rate unchanged. The U.S. economy expanded at a modest 2% pace from January through March, an improvement from late 2025, but the labor market continues to experience a low-hire, low-fire state influenced by factors like the artificial intelligence boom. NBC News reports the death of J. Craig Venter, a pioneering and swashbuckling scientist who played a central role in sequencing the human genome and defining modern genomics. Venter died on Wednesday in San Diego at the age of 79 due to complications related to cancer. His research institute announced his work transformed genomics from a slow, gene-by-gene process to a scalable, data-driven science, and he was instrumental in launching the field of synthetic biology. A Navy corpsman in Vietnam, Venter later co-founded Cholera Genomics, leading a team that famously raced against the public Human Genome Project. In 2000, he announced the first draft of the human genome, a landmark biological achievement. Venter also contributed significantly to metagenomics through the World Ocean Sampling Expedition and received numerous prestigious honors throughout his distinguished career. North Korean state media, as reported by Singtao, announced on the 30th that the country is experiencing an unusual and severe drought. In response, officials and citizens are being mobilized nationwide to protect agricultural crops and mitigate potential losses. With the rice planting season fast approaching, concerns are rising that the severe drought could trigger a prolonged food crisis. The state news agency, KCNA, stated that government bodies are actively mobilizing officials to ensure the proper functioning of irrigation systems and optimize water usage. Premier Park Tae-song reportedly inspected farmlands in South Pyongan province, urging local officials to make full use of available water resources and strengthen irrigation infrastructure. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un issued a stern warning during a top leadership meeting, emphasizing that the inability to guarantee the people's basic necessities, including food, constitutes a serious political issue. North Korea has a history of recurrent droughts and famines, with UN agencies frequently highlighting the country's insufficient agricultural capacity, which leaves millions suffering from malnutrition. UPI reports that Israeli forces intercepted and boarded the global Sumud Flotilla on international waters near Greece on Thursday, preventing it from delivering aid to Gaza. The military, using drones and armed personnel, blocked the fleet off the coast of Crete. 22 of the 58 vessels were captured, with passengers reportedly held at gunpoint. The global Sumud Flotilla aid mission stated that Israeli forces smashed engines and destroyed navigation arrays, intentionally leaving hundreds of civilians stranded on powerless vessels in the path of an approaching storm. Communications with multiple ships were also jammed. The Israeli Foreign Ministry confirmed detaining approximately 175 activists, calling the aid flotilla a PR stunt and accusing participants of being professional provocateurs. Israel has maintained a maritime blockade of Gaza since 2009, citing the need to prevent weapons smuggling. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.